this scholarly lecture on the opportunities that we have is going to change our lives. So thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Shaijumon, and every one of you. Niketa, please, over to you. Please start the formal function.
Niketa, are you there?
Yeah, before this, can someone help me to share this? How do I share my PPT?
Sir, there is an option share.
I will, you have to first make him, yeah, you have made, you're the co-host. There is a green share screen button at the bottom.
Now it has come here.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
May I start, sir, ma'am?
Yes, Nikita, you can start.
Please let us have a formal welcome for a few minutes and then we'll start the talk. Please proceed, Nikita.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues, a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you. Today is a special day as we gather here to yet another episode of Cultural Studies Research Forum, CSRF. I, Niketa, on behalf of Team Valat, am truly honored to speak before you all and address this esteemed gathering. CSRF is a non-profit enterprise started by Valance, formerly TESS, inaugurated on 13th April 2021, that is largely operated with students' initiatives. CSRF aims to promote free public services, public lectures, and discussions in various aspects of research and to increase the awareness of students in cultural studies, from new research areas to new literatures, from current advances in multidisciplinary studies to latest theoretical terminology. From poetry to dance, music, and food, CSRF is the happening place to gather and experience this rich diversity. CSRF also serves as an active assembly to enhance one's communication skills, expressivity, critical thinking, and even suggest further avenues for creative research. Several engaging talks are conducted under CSRF, which entertains as well as enriches our views on different cultures and practices. Today at CSRF, I and Team Valat welcomes our chief guest, the head of the Department of Humanities, gold medalist in his masters, a Fulbright scholar and whatnot. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Shaijumon CR Sir, a true exemplar of dedication and accomplishment, to talk on the subject of to be bright or a Fulbright scholar. With a trailblazing career spanning from a number of years, he has carved an indelible mark in the field of economics. He embodies the essence of perseverance, having first ranked in and gold medal in analytical economics from University of Kerala. He has been a Fulbright scholar and research associate in Claremont Graduate University, California, United States of America. Also a Freeman Scholar and visiting faculty in Pitzer College, USA. He has won the National Youth Award from NGO named Your Youth. My words won't do any justice to his achievements, and I can go like for an hour speaking about his accomplishments. He is an icon of our times. Dr. Shaijumon CR Sir fuels the aspiration and future generations. Thank you, sir, and thank you everyone for gracing this event with your presence. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you, and let's make this event one to remember. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Niketa, for that warm introduction. Also, let me first thank CSRF and Dr. Kalyani for inviting me to interact with you regarding the Fulbright Fellowship. So thank you for that. Good morning, all. It's I just wanted to inform you that I'm going to talk or I'm going to discuss about the Fulbright Fellowship based on my experience as a Fulbrighter and my experience as a person who evaluated the Fulbright initial application forms for the Western region in the year 2011-12. So I got Fulbright in 2002 and then went to US in 2003-5. 2 years I was there. So I'm going to talk based on that. And also, I have this, the serious ambition that more people have to get into Fulbright. This is such a prestigious scholarship or fellowship, which actually change your career completely, because I myself face that. That's why I'm saying this. So let us begin this. Hope you can actually interrupt in between if you want so. Otherwise, if some questions are there, I can answer in the end if I know, whatever I know. But there are a lot of things I don't know about Fulbright. So I will tell you the depth, the breadth of Fulbright Fellowship. So it is, I'm really happy to hear about CSRF just now. Dr. Kalyani and Nikita was explaining. It's very proud about that you started such an initiative. It's very good. It's very good for the students, future students of the country. And I'm also very honored to be part of that as one of the lectures I can give it for them. What is Fulbright? Let us start from that. What is Fulbright? As you all know, Fulbright is a flagship educational exchange program sponsored by US government. It's aimed to increase mutual understanding between people of United States and the people of other countries. This point is very important when you apply for Fulbright. So usually when candidates apply for Fulbright, they just take it very easy, and then they won't actually read between lines about the grant requirements like this, like mutual understanding between people of United States and the people of the country, other countries. That I will explain to you a little later about this. And this is actually sponsored by US Department of State's Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs, ECA, established in 1946. And this grant or the fellowship is actually known under the name of Senator J. William Fulbright. So many a time, even the Fulbrighters, they misunderstood Fulbright. It is not F-U-L-L. It is F-U-L-B-R-I-G-H-T. It's named after Senator J. William Fulbright of Arkansas. So that's why this program emerged. It's a partnership between US government and the other governments in the world. And United States India Educational Foundation, USIEF, this is an organization actually administers Fulbright program in India. So please keep this in mind. Fulbright program is administered by USIEF. They have a very good website. You will get all the details about Fulbright program in USIEF website. And every year they actually call for fellowships. It's about 350 fellowships are granted annually. And India is one of the 155 countries participating in Fulbright program. So they are actually selecting the candidates as cultural ambassadors, not only as the people actually going for either master studies or undergraduate or research, but also as cultural ambassadors. This is a kind of a permanent title. You will known as Fulbrighter forever. So you'll known everywhere. But India, many a time, they may not recognize that. People who know, they know the value of Fulbright. But if you go to US or if you go to Europe or some places, then they will recognize. If you say, the moment you say Fulbright, you are a Fulbright scholar, then you will see that the change of attitude that you get from them. So that you keep it in mind. Now, you can see that categories of awards and grant benefits. There are 3 categories there in Fulbright from India. Student awards are there. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sorry for the noise.
Yeah. There are three categories of awards: student awards, scholars and teacher awards, professional development programs. These are the three categories.
Dr. Shaiju, I was trying to interrupt you because we are not seeing the slides moving. Will you do the screen, slideshow?
It's a slide. In my computer, it is moving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What?
I'll stop and share again.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is not moving actually.
I don't know what happened.
No.
Can you
Yeah.
see now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yes.
No. Can you say that whether it is moving?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, student awards, scholars and teacher awards, professional development programs. These are the three categories of Fulbright. And the fellowship, what is all about this fellowship? Look at this. The fellowship provide J1 visa support, a monthly stipend, accident and sickness program, round trip economy class air travel between India and US, modest settling in allowance, professional allowance, support for family for selected programs, conference support, baggage support, technology allowance, and everything. This is the only one grant available in the world which they support everything. Even from, I always say this, even from your home to airport, taxi fare also they will reimburse. It's a complete package. It's a very good, award that you can get. Everything they will take care of, and amount of grant they will finalize according to the state and city that you choose. So this is how they actually, city and state, which city and state that you choose, accordingly you will get the award, the amount. Okay. Now, details about the Fulbright program. There are total 15 programs, 350 fellowships. Total 15 programs are there. 7 programs named after Fulbright Nehru programs. 3 Fulbright Kalam Climate Program. Another 3 Fulbright teaching programs. 1 fellowship for Hubert H. Humphrey Fellowship Program. 1 is Fulbright Scholar in Residence Program. So there are 15 programs and 350 fellowships are available every year. Every year. So there are enough scholarships. It is not like any other scholarship. If you look at Rhodes Scholarship, or if you look at other scholarship from Germany, or like Ford Foundation and all, this many number of fellowships are not available. So Fulbright, actually you can get 350 people are having chances to get into Fulbright and go to US every year. Now, Fulbright Nehru programs, master's fellowships programs are there. That is for the entire degree period. So you are joining, you are going to join there as a master's fellow, and then you will get all the support like fees and hostel and all kinds of support as a master's fellow for your entire degree period. They'll support. And doctoral research fellowship, they'll support for 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months support you will get. For this, you have to register as a PhD scholar inside India, and there are some conditions like how many months that you have to be there as a research scholar in India. Then you can extend your research in US. 6 to 9 months support they'll give. And next is actually postdoctoral research fellowship, which is actually 8 to 24 months. Dependent allowance also they'll give for this postdoctoral research fellowship. This is 8 to 24 months. It's a very good fellowship. Those who have doctoral degree for postdoctoral research, they can apply for this. And next is academic and professional excellence fellowships. This is a combination of teaching and research fellowship, 4 to 9 months. Dependent allowance also there. This is actually you have to propose your teaching module and also your research interest, where you want to research, what kind of research you want to do, what kind of teaching you have to make, and your that syllabus and all those things that you have to make and give it in advance. And next is visiting chair program at Emory University, Atlanta, Georgia. That's exclusively for that Georgia, Atlanta, Emory University. So 1 semester as a visiting chair program. You can do either research or teaching or the combination of both. Another scholarship is visiting chair program at University of Massachusetts. It's not MIT. This is not Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It is University of Massachusetts, Amherst, for research and teaching for 1 semester. This is another visiting chair program. These are Fulbright Nehru programs. One more is there, International Education Administrators Seminar, 2 weeks. You will get a support for administrators like policy makers, planners, IAS officials, such kind of people, they get Fulbright in the name of International Educational Administration Seminar for 2 weeks. Now, next second category is Fulbright Kalam program, climatic program. There are also 3 patterns are there. Doctoral fellowships are there. Postdoctoral research is there. Academic and professional excellence is there. So these also, like the others, Nehru Fellowship, I said, doctoral fellowship spanning from 6 months to 9 months, postdoctoral from 8 to 24 months. Academic and professional excellence program is from 4 to 9 months. Okay. Then Hubert H. Humphrey Fellowship Program. This is for mid-career professionals. 10 months non-degree graduate study and related practical professional experiences. They can get it from one of the US universities for the mid-career development, like policymakers, planners, administrators, managers in government, public and private sectors, non-governmental organizations who have public service commitment, demonstrated leadership potential and commitment to their own country's development. So specific areas are identified this. So you can go to website and see that which are the areas are we are calling for. This year's timeline is actually got over just now, a couple of weeks back. So then you can wait for the next year's, Hubert H. Humphrey Fellowship Program. Next is Foreign Language Teaching Assistance Program. This is another very interesting program. It's actually FLTA, known as FLTA program, 9 months no degree program for early career English teachers at college level. Those who are just joined as English teachers at college levels, they can get this fellowship for their career advancement. They get good exposure about this language teaching. So early career English teachers teaching at college level or training to become a teacher of English, or a young professional in related fields like American studies, American English literature, etc. they can get. An interesting fact is one Hindi teacher also they select from India for 9 months under this category. So one Hindi teacher is also have the opportunity to go to US and teach Hindi in one of the universities under Foreign Language Teaching Assistance Program. Next is Fulbright Scholar in Residence Program. So this is another program which brings scholars and professionals from other countries to lecture at US colleges and universities that do not often host visiting scholars. Those universities actually, those who are not hosting, you cannot host because of funding and other problems. They can host this Fulbright Scholar in Residence. They can apply for Fulbright Scholar in Residence program. Under this program, interested US institutions submit a proposal to invite scholars for one or both terms of the academic year. So this is for actually they can this foreign or US institutions are submitting a proposal to Fulbright Foundation, and then one of the scholars from India is going there. Similarly, Indian institution actually can apply, and then one of the foreign scholars can come here in India also. So such kind of program also available under Fulbright Scholar in Residence program. Next is Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement Program. This is for school teachers, secondary school teachers, provide approach 168 school teachers from 62 countries. See, 168 fellowships are internationally available from 62 countries with a unique opportunity to develop greater expertise in their subject areas, enhance their teaching skills, and increase their knowledge about the United States. The Fulbright TEA program is a 6-week non-degree, non-credit academic program at a US university. So the international participants will travel to the United States for one of the 2 6-week professional development programs. So this is what they do. Next, one more program is there for school teachers, Fulbright Distinguished Award in Teaching Program for International Teachers. Up to 5 teachers from India will participate in the program. This is also like, career development, cultural enrichment, mentoring, support, all kinds of things you'll get from one of the US universities. And there is a community activity also attached to this kind of program. The last program is institution program, Fulbright Nehru Specialist Program, which is known as Fulbright Nehru Specialist Program. Opportunity for Indian universities and institutions of higher learning to draw one of the expertise, or experts from US or US scholars. They can you can bring over here and then you can host. Actually, I can tell you, we in IAST we hosted one scholar very recently on professor in English. She visited IAST. She was here for 1 month for teaching. This program, we made use of this program. We applied to Fulbright Foundation and they funded. They funded for 1 month, everything. We just gave her some, internal support. Everything else honorarium, airfare, everything, housing, everything provided by the US Fulbright Foundation. So this is another program for the institutions. You can host, you can identify bright fellows, and then you can actually bring them over here for our benefit. And now it's an important part, bright to Fulbright. How? This is the part that I want to stress a little more. You can also become a Fulbrighter, but you have to change little your attitude. You have to fine tune your skills to the requirements of Fulbright. Selection of suitable program is the first important thing. I will tell you how you select the program. So I have said many programs. You have to select the suitable program. You may find that most of the program suits to you. At least maybe a couple of programs suits you, but you select the program out of these 15 programs. You select the most suitable program which suits to your requirements, your career, and your studies. So that is the most important part. This is the one mistake initially they make, because they just see everywhere, like, research scholars can apply, or like PhD scholars can apply. So then they just select someone and actually send the application. That itself can cause the rejection. So selection of suitable program is very important. The most important part of the program is your proposal. That I will tell you what are the features of Fulbright proposal, how you can prepare a Fulbright proposal. I will tell you little later. Next is your curriculum vitae or resume. They are asking for a resume or curriculum vitae. Most of the time, again, the mistake committed by Indian students or Kerala students are like, they just send some curriculum vitae prepared by someone, and then they just send that for everybody, everything. So even for this Fulbright program, all these 15 programs are different. So you have to actually, craft your CV accordingly, according to the program requirements. Even though your CV is not changing, but the wording, the prioritization, the content, everything you have to reorganize according to the requirements of the Fulbright Foundation. Okay. No tolerance to plagiarism. This is seen in India widely. This is the one reason actually they reject most of the proposals, because they have very advanced technology to check plagiarism. They use artificial intelligence technology and data analytics technology for checking, copying and all. So please be original and authentic in your proposal. Your ideas has to be very, very original. Otherwise, they can even actually ban you from applying the Fulbright, because you will not get any letter or anything, but they may ban you. You will be continuously sending application, but they won't consider your application. Personal statement is another important thing. This personal statement, usually Indian students won't take care of much, because we never write personal statements for various admissions. So this is international requirement. Personal statement is also very, very important. You have to give adequate attention to prepare your personal statement. Writing sample, like publication, summary of thesis, etc. So this is another thing. One of the good publications that you have to attach to your applications. Like, one of the very good Scopus Index publication, if you can attach, it will give you value. That is not mandatory, but this is a very highly competitive program. Lakhs and lakhs of people, students or candidates are applying. So then if you wanted to get advantage, you have to do all this. Letter of invitation is another important thing. Again, they are not actually, it is not mandatory, but I know very well that your letter of invitation value a lot. So then you have to get a letter of invitation if you are seriously thinking about getting into Fulbright. Choice of institution. That is another thing. Which institution you want to go? You have to be very, very specific. You have to have reasons for going and visiting that institution. You have to have a plan of action, like what you are going to do over there over a period of time. If you are asking for 6 months fellowship, 6 months, what you are going to do? What are the works you are going to do? What are the difference that you are going to gain when compared to your own institution in India? What are the other resources that you are going to get when compared to Indian libraries or institutions and all? This is very, very important. Choice of institutions, you have to be very specific. PhD registration certificate. This is applicable only for this postdoctoral and doctoral fellows. that, with the specific details. Most of the universities in India, when they give PhD registration certificate, they may not give with all details. So you have to request specially to the universities for such a certificate, like including the title of the thesis, the discipline, and when the research started. All kinds of things has to be there. It can be issued by the institution also, if it is for the doctoral program. But postdoctoral program, definitely certificate from the universities that you have to produce. Recommendation letters is another 2 recommendation letters from of your teachers or someone that but non-related to you. So that recommended letter is another important factor for getting Fulbright. Accomplishments. 5 most important professional accomplishments you have to identify, you have to write it down, and you have to submit to Fulbright. There is a section they are asking about your accomplishments. What you think that what is your accomplishment? Not others think that your accomplishment, the accomplishments that you are proud of. You think that changed. You have to have the reason. Maybe if you select through the first session, first selection, you may be going for interview, and in interview they will ask all these questions. Now coming to the important part, Fulbright proposal. I already told you, proposal is the key. So it has to be full of new ideas and new approach. It has to have a very distinct character when compared to other proposals. Project title itself has to be very, very catchy, very precise, and according to the grant requirement. Most of the time, what happens is that the candidates give the title of the thesis or the title of your paper as actually the grant title or project title. No, it is not good. It is always actually you look at which grant that you are applying for, which area that you are applying for, which is the subcomponent they are asking. Accordingly, you just craft your title. You just change your maybe thesis title or something, and then put it as project title. Next is brief summary of the project statement. They are asking, this is the proposal. Brief summary of the project statement. It should allow even a non-specialist to appreciate the significance and its contributions. They are saying that only 700 characters. They're saying this a title, I said 180 character. This statement they are saying 700 character. Character means it's not words alone. Character means spaces, punctuation, everything together. That's what Fulbright means. Otherwise, it won't get accepted because online itself, it will get rejected. It is online application, therefore it will reject. So everything together, 700 characters. That means you have to prepare it thoroughly well. Indian students are very good in writing proposals for 10 pages, 20 pages. But if you ask to write in 1 page or 1.5 page, it will be very difficult task. It has to have everything in that also. Then only you will get selected. So beware this 700 characters, very brief project statement, very authentic, very new, very innovative, which has to have all aspects of minimum essential literature review, or importance of the topic, your study plan, why you want to go, and you go to US and do this thing, your connection to India, means what you will do as future, after grant, what you are going to do about this study. All these things you have to mention in your proposal. This all actually you have space for only 700 characters. So that you please keep it in mind. Clarity of the proposal is another very important thing. And again, as a research guide, that's why I'm telling again and again, because we know that when students write research proposals, the clarity, they don't have the clarity. They just write many, many things, but it will lose the focus. But they won't accept such kind of proposals. Major field of study, specialization, subfield, area of study, everything has to be very, very, very clear. Clarity has to be there. What you are going to do? What is the major field of study? What is a specialized subfield of study? What is the area of study? All these are different. Field is different from area and subfield. Everything you have to understand, and accordingly you have to prepare your proposal. Resourcefulness means it has to be full of content, richness. Don't use any words unnecessarily. Maybe sometimes English students write the proposal because they have the command of the language. They want to show the command of language before them. Fulbright is not for that. Fulbright is not checking your command of the language, but they check your language I say like very lucid, very what good effective communicating as an effective communicative language they will look. But it has to be full of content. Whatever that you're proposing, it has to be full of content. Like you have to include reviews, and you have to say that the ultimate person who studied about that also have to give reference. So then reference means, in the running letter itself, you can running title itself, running content itself, you have to give all these plans. A study plan and how to execute. You have to have a very good study plan. This is another area because from my experience of evaluating this application, I can tell you that generally candidates never clearly write about their study plan. What happens is when the Fulbright announces this grant, they will hurriedly apply or they will look for this letter of invitation, study plan, everything. Study plan is actually the plan of study in US. So you have to have advanced connection with them, and then you have to have an understanding where you are going to go, what kind of resources are available. That shows your interest. That shows you are actually, your interest in that subject and interest to get Fulbright. That's how they take it. So then you have to have that mindset to understand about what you're going to do over there. That is a study plan with your professor over there. You have to identify a professor, and then what you are going to do when compared to India. So that study plan you have to clearly explain, and how you are going to execute your study plan also you have to explain. This is not in many sentences, maybe in few sentences, 2 or 3 sentences, you can explain that. Future plans also you have to explain, like, after this program, what you will do. Because I told you, this is for the country's mutual understanding, like in between India and US. So you have to actually use it for that kind of understanding also, your Fulbright award. And then expected outcome from your grant or your study. That also you have to include in your proposal. And how the study is going to benefit you, your institution, your country. This clearly you have to understand, you have to identify and include in the proposal. How it is going to benefit you as a person in your career and in your institution, your country, what benefit that it is going to gain. And original thinking that I said in the beginning. This is a key. You have to have that original thinking. Don't copy from anywhere. You just generate, you just think about different areas. And I advise you to go through the proposals in detail from the website and read and again read and read. That's what I did. Read again and again and again, areas and all again. Try to connect it to your research areas. You may not see that the exact title of your research area with the Fulbright application, but still you can connect your area with them. And then, you just think and develop, and then, you can write the proposal. Now coming to curriculum, right, or CV or resume. So most of the time, as I said earlier, people think that CV is same. Like, you prepare a CV that is same for everyone. It is not like that. Now the present world is not like that. So you have to craft your CV very according to the requirements of the Fulbright. So your application, you have to be well aware about which grant you are applying for, what are the requirements there. So accordingly, your CV is privatization, like contact information, anyway, it has to be there. Academic history, you have to prioritize accordingly. Professional experience, qualifications and skills, awards and honors, publications and presentations, professional associations, accomplishments, grants and scholarships you already got. All these things have to be there in your CV, but you have to craft it according to the requirements of that particular grant. This is an important art. You have to do it. And you can actually even verify with other people after writing the curriculum of a CV or a resume. You can actually send it to someone and then verify whether, because those who have experience in Fulbright applications or those who actually experience in writing resume, CV and all, then you can send it and get it correct about the priorities. Now, personal statement. This is a new thing. What is personal statement? Fulbright personal statement is 250 words narrative designed to give the reviewers a picture of you as an individual. Remember that in the preliminary process of selection, they don't know about you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you are going to study. What you are going to study that they will understand from your proposal. that 700 character proposal, they will understand. But they wanted to understand who you are as a person. So for that, you need to write a personal statement, 250 words. It is an opportunity to tell the committee more about the trajectory that you have followed and what plans you have for the future. From that, they will understand this. So what is what was your trajectory, and then what are your plans for the future as a person? Okay, as a person. And then the big question is why you? Why they have to select you? That you have to explain. It is not like just telling that I have this, you select me as Fulbright. It's not like that. Indirectly, see, for example, use examples that showcase characteristics you wish to highlight about yourself, rather than simply stating that what characteristics you hold. Many a time, what we'll do is we just say that we have this, we have that, and we just upfront, we just explicitly say such things. It won't look nice for others when they read your personal statement. Other than that, you can use examples. You can showcase your characteristics to wish to highlight about yourself, and then you can say that actually changed me, or like show what efforts you have made so far in the pursuit of your topic of interest. In the personal statement, you have to write that you have selected a topic, you have selected a research problem. So what are the efforts that you have made so far for that, pursuing that topic, that you can mention in the personal statement. The personal statement is all that the reviewers have to draw conclusions about your overall character, motivations, attitudes, and outlook. From the personal statement, they will understand about you. From just the 250 words, they are going to understand you. That you keep it in mind. It is not like writing. Just I have seen that one person may write one personal statement, others will copy that personal statement and only name changes and send it. It won't work. If you are really serious about getting Fulbright, and you are according to your topic of interest and according to your academic background and research background, you have to prepare your personal statement. The personal, I already mentioned overall characters, motivations, attitudes, and outlook. Be authentic, be concise about your personal statement. Avoid listing out your accomplishments. But again, this is another thing. There is a huge difference between CV and personal statement. Personal statement is not CV. This is also the people also confuse about this personal statement. And look at this. You have to be very you don't have to list your accomplishments in the personal statement. Events that led to personal transformation, like related to grants, you can list out. How some event actually changed you, your personal, because it has to connect it to your problem that you are actually going to pursue. Get feedback, review of statement from an expert. So you try for review from an expert. You can get a feedback from an expert about this personal statement. So this is all about personal statement. Please understand that personal statement and CV is very different, and personal statement is one of the most important component of Fulbright application. They will understand you only through the personal statement. Now, key components of letter of invitation. I think someone is drawing in the slides. I don't know who is doing that.
I will change it. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who did.
You can continue, sir. We'll change it.
Okay. So now the letter of invitation. Next important part is letter of invitation. Letter of invitation is, I get these queries a lot, whether we have to attach letter of invitation or not, because in the Fulbright grant announcement, they're saying that it is not mandatory to include letter of invitation. But I'm telling you, if you're really serious about getting into Fulbright, please get an official letter of invitation. If at all it is delaying, what you can do is you have to get some kind of email or something from that institution which you are trying to go, and then that you have to attach, because that shows your seriousness. You are serious because it's a competitive grant. So when other people are producing letters, if you are not producing, why would they want to give it to you? They may give it to them. So that think that way, even though they said that it is not mandatory, try and arrange the letter of invitation in this form. Institution's official letterhead. They won't accept a letter of invitation as an email attachment and all. I said email attachment as a substitute. No, I mean not as a substitute, but you are promising that of an authentic letter of invitation you will give it later. But try. My advice is try to get a letter of invitation in advance. Next is indicate the Fulbright visiting scholar's name, country of origin, and topic title of the proposed project. So you have to, this person who is giving invitation must be a foreign person, right? Foreign university. And then they have to indicate your name, applicant's name, country of origin, topic proposed, and what kind of interest that person has, that you be there with him. Indicate exact start and end date in the letter of invitation. Indicate nature of in-person activities in the host institution. He has to tell that we are doing this kind of activities. Therefore, if a collaborative work, if I can do with this scholar, then it will enhance in this way. So that kind of detailed letter of invitation you have to get. Kind of support arrangements that the host institution can make, financial or kind. So you are getting Fulbright, you will get all support, but still maybe host institution. Say for example, in my example, I went to one of the universities in California. So they have given me, it's kind of like, office and other kinds of support and transport and such things. They were upfront, they said, they actually sent me as an invitation. In that, they mentioned that what kind of supports that they are going to give it to me. So like that, you can also get such a letter, and that will show your interest and their interest also. That will actually give an idea to Fulbright that this candidate is very serious, and then we have to fund this candidate for getting into US for studies. Indicate whether the scholar would be expected to cover any affiliation fees that may be required. So if we are going for something like, programs like master programs, or even PhD program, if you do their 6 months program, some universities ask for affiliations. Affiliation, you have to affiliate, you have to pay some money and then get registered over there. So that affiliation fees, if it is there, that in the letter of invitation, that professor has to mention. Then that amount also extra, this Fulbright will give it to you when you land there. Okay, so that's why they're asking. So this kind of details also you have to include. Indicate the primary faculty host and hosting department where the Fulbrighter will affiliate. Yes, sometimes you get a letter of invitation from the head of the department, but you may be affiliating or you may be working under maybe another professor over there. So that is fine. But head of the department, when he gives letter of invitation, he or she has to say that this candidate is going to work with this person under this area from this date to this date. And such kind of details they have to include in the letter of invitation. Be signed by an administrative officer of the institution who has the authority to approve official affiliations, like provost, dean, department chair, or similar. The letter may include more than one signatory. Initially, there may be, the concerned professor may sign. Sometimes head of the department may sign. Sometimes this provost or department chair also may sign. That is all fine. So then, multiple signatures are fine. But one authentic letter of invitation is a very, very key component of Fulbright award. Next is choice of institution. You choose the institution related to the area of study. So you have to choose the institution related to the area of study, and don't choose the any institution, because candidates are desperate. Sometimes they just send emails to many institutions, and someone actually say that I can post you and all. It won't work. They will look, because the reviewers, international reviewers, look that which is the type of institution that he or she is applying, and whether it has any connection to the study area. All those things they will look. So related to your study area, you have to choose. And professor research are affiliated to the department, that the reputation, and then the kind of work that the professor is doing. If it is not similar to your work, then they may reject your Fulbright application. So like that. So that person has to work under that area. Facilities available for your study, research, course, speciality of the institution when compared to your institution and other related institution in the country. Because these questions they ask when you go for interview also. previous studies, research conducted in the area that you propose. So all those things you have to look, and then you choose the institution where you are going to go. So that these are the criteria that for choosing the institution to get affiliated in US. Now, next is recommendation letter. Letter of invitation is from US, or from the US professors, but recommendation is letter is kind of like, checking feasibility of applicants' proposed project in terms of the resources available and the research environment within the host country, appropriateness of the project and subject matter of the host country. So someone has to recommend, say that you are saying all these things, okay, right, but some other two recommenders recommend that. So this is very good, and this institution actually good for her or his study, such and such study. So such kind of statement that someone has to give as recommendation letter. Suitability of the proposed research methodology given in the topic and the applicant's background, the recommendation letter they have to state. Ability of the applicant to successfully carry out the proposed research project and or degree program within the allotted grant period. So letter has to say this thing is the candidate's ability, whether she or he can finish the project or degree program allotted the time period, and suitability of the proposal, methodology, everything. I think someone is continuously drawing in the slides. I can't read us.
Sir, the problem is only you can disable it, or the person.
Sir, you can do one thing as well. You can just stop the screen sharing once and then restart it.
Okay.
Then it will be fine.
I don't know why they are doing this.
It's an accident, so it's not deliberate. It's because people are not used to technology. So
Now it's fine.
yeah.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So this is another point. Next is linguistic preparation for the proposed plan. Actually, that also the recommender has another communication support letter is there. English language proficiency letter you have to get, but this recommendation letter also that person has to state the ability of the candidate to adapt to the US situations as cultural adaptation, linguistic adaptation. Those things also the recommender has to mention in the letter. If in the arts, comment on the applicant's talent and potential for growth, any other factor which you believe may have a bearing on the applicant's experience overseas. So that this detailed recommendation letter, because why I'm saying this is, again, I have seen that students just ask for recommendation letter to someone, like their teacher or someone. They will just write a recommendation letter like we do for one of the universities in India or somewhere. So Fulbright specifically asking a particular kind of recommendation letter, which is supposed to include all these things. So that is why you have to take care of that. So otherwise, that will go against you. So even if you produce a recommendation letter, you won't get that support, recommendation. Actually, recommendation letter is for supporting you or recommending you for that grant. So you may not get that recommendation. So that's why I'm telling this. So this is another important area. Other essentials. Okay. Start your preparation early, at least 1 year in advance. You have to prepare 1 year in advance. So don't try to prepare the time that Fulbright announces. Usually Fulbright will give you 2 months time for application, but still, if it will come every time. It will come sometime June, July, August, that time, every time. Mostly June, they announce all these programs, June, July, and then you can actually all these. If you go to website right now, you can see the program, and most of the programs will be same the next year also. Some titles, topics will change, but other things will be same. So you can start now. Start preparing now your proposal, which grant you are applying for. You just look your eligibility. You just look your skills that you have for applying for this Fulbright grant. So all these things actually you just try right now for the next year's application. Carefully choose your program. Target only one program which suits most. Sometimes Fulbright is not preventing you to apply more than one grant, but it is always better. In my advice is better to choose one program that you just concentrate on that and apply to that. Then you can prepare well and then you can compete well. Competition is very high. I already told you it's a very prestigious fellowship. You have to realize that. So we think that many people don't know, but a lot of people know about Fulbright fellowship. Many people are applying from the country right now. So then please beware about that. So competition is very high, but you can assure one thing that Fulbright will take judiciously every application. So they will look everything and then they will actually reject with reasons only. They may not give you reasons, but they'll reject with reasons only. They are asking us also to give reasons for rejection. They'll give, the criteria for selection, and then accordingly, based on this, whatever I said, they will give a paper, or based on that we have to evaluate the application, and then we have to select the initial screening. So then the next level is actually regional interviews there and national interviews there. They will select later on. No space for errors. When you prepare either recommendation letter or like in a proposal or any statement you make, a lot of places that you have to fill up online. So please avoid errors. Usages, grammar, brief. You be brief as much as possible. Don't use unnecessary words. Don't beat around the bush and don't write unnecessary things and all. Just come to the point. You don't have to repeat. See, usually our students on other problem is one same point, they may write again and again different sentences in different ways. So that is not acceptable because you don't have space there. You don't have to fill up the space for writing many things. Content has to be very, very rich. So that is very important. Necessity of understanding the instructions. Please understand the instructions very, very carefully and then try to apply. And interview tackling is another thing. If you get selected, interview is another area. There are a lot of people will be there, very, very important subject experts. I will tell you my experience that, when I went for interview, it was in Delhi, second level of interview. First level was first level was, regional online selection. There was a small interview there in the Chennai also. Delhi interview, it's kind of a big panel. Some 10 to 12 people will be sitting there. That time, that interview was chaired by US ambassador to India. So such kind of people will chair. Sometimes some other person will chair. And then, I applied for intellectual property rights. And the subject expert was that time was India's representative, permanent representative to WTO. See, there is no other person more than that. That's why such kind of subject experts will evaluate your application, your candidature. So that you keep it in mind. So depth of knowledge related to your proposal is very, very important. You have to read in deep, understand. Peripheral knowledge will not work. You understand in depth and understand about the availability of resources related to your area in the country. And then, you just apply and then you go for fellowship. Okay. Another important thing is why you want to go to US for the study. This everywhere they ask this question. So this question you have to answer it. And why you want to go to US? Because there are a lot of now online facilities are there. You can talk to your professor of foreign country through online. Still, why you want to go there and work? Okay, so those are all actually checking your seriousness, your study plan. How you are going to execute your study over there? What kind of work you are going to do? So this thing you have to be very, very clear. So don't ever give a feeling that you're going to stay back in USA. I know that from India, more than 90% of candidates apply for this Fulbright by thinking that they can stay back in US. But you please understand, they provide only J1 visa. The requirement of J1 visa is after the program, it's an exchange scholar visa. After the program, you have to come back to India and stay back in India 2 years. Then only you can actually apply for another visa next time. Okay, so because it's a cultural exchange program. But there are many ways to change visa and all that. I'm not telling that. But the requirement of the program is they are expected that you are coming back and then it's a cultural exchange. Therefore, after gaining your knowledge, you have to come here and then exchange your ideas or the cultural practices that you learned over there. that you have to exchange with your institution, with your country, and with your fellow beings. So that's what they expected. So don't give any idea that, I just, out of enthusiasm, many candidates may say that, oh, I wanted to stay back. That's why I'm using this as this thing. I'm fascinated about the country of USA. So I wanted to go there. Because we think that when we say that we are fascinated about US and we wanted to work over there, we want to contribute there, we think they will give you the grant, but they will, it's actually a point of rejection. They will reject your application straight away. If you give a hint that you're going to stay back in USA, they'll reject your application. Don't ever give like that. So also you explain that why you want to go US and do this, because it's a lot of money they are giving. They will ask you all those things. Now coming to the conclusion of my lecture, again I want to stress this is a very, very prestigious fellowship. It's a title, and therefore initial assessment of your Fulbright application is based on your proposal and your personal statement. So please prepare it very, very well. So initial assessment about you, about your interest, about your work, it's going to be based on your proposal. So proposal is the key for applying to Fulbright program. Be serious about your application. It's like many a time candidates are not serious. Serious candidates definitely get the grant. But non-serious means they just pull out some proposal from somewhere, or sometimes what happens is whatever proposals they actually wrote for their PhD program, they just send it to Fulbright also for sending, because Fulbright never asks for any application fees or anything. So then they can just easily online just do. If you are really serious, if you prepare it seriously, if you approach the program very seriously, I am assuring you that you're highly likely to get it. But if you are non-serious, they can understand very well from your proposal and your writing style and everything. So they will reject it. So it's very, very important. Be serious about your application. Express what they want and not what you have. This is another problem that we have when we go for interviews or when we go write proposals and all. We just try to market what we have. We never look what they want. We have to market our things according to what they want. Express what they want and not what you have. So definitely what you have is very important, but you just actually articulate it according to the requirements of the grant awardees. So then you are likely to get into this Fulbright. So that point is very, very important. Now looking for specialists, not generalists. They are not looking for generalists. So many a time we write generally things. They want specialists. They want interested people. They want serious candidates. So look, they are looking for specialistic, very authentic, very, very, very good researchers or policymakers or planners and all. So therefore, your proposal has to be in that way. So look, they are looking for specialists. And let me tell you all the very best for your applications. I'm ready to take some questions if you have. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. Dear, we are open to have your queries. You can also speak to our resource person. And also you can just put your queries in the chat box.
May I speak?
Yes, Kartika, you can.
It was a very enriching lecture, sir, and I am very sorry from the bottom of my heart that it was a mistake from my side. It was very accidental and unintentional, and I regret the inconvenience caused.
No, Karthika, no problem. I could not read some points. That's why I said it's fine. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Is that the question that you want? Or you want to mention this?
I just wanted to apologize.
No, that actually prompted me to ask you that to ask a question. So you have to ask a question.
Sir, I'm currently doing my research at IIT Dhanbad. So I'm from Kerala Right now I'm in Jharkhand. So I have been, I'm from, I did my MPhil from Institute of English. So from that, those dates itself, I have been very curious about Fulbright. So I had to bunk a coursework class to listen to the seminar. So it was really enriching and I'm very glad that I eagerly look forward to this.
No, you have any doubt or like questions that you want to ask?
Sir, as of now, I'm doing the coursework, so I'll have to talk to my guide about my interest in joining Fulbright. So I'll have to coordinate with my guide, and I would definitely love to contact you in case of guidance. So I have no questions so far.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, Kartika. Is anyone there who want to talk or clear their doubt or anything?
Dr. Shaiju, I want to ask you something. I'm
Yes.
Kalyani, and there are lots of students who ask me how to get the letter of recommendation,
Yeah.
whom to contact, because we generally do not know professors in the US. So how do you go about that, please?
Yeah. I can tell you my strategy. So then that may be useful for everyone else. One thing is you just go to the Forbes list of good universities. There is a list of good universities, ranking based. You can go. Various agencies publishes this list, and then you just look your areas. Which are the universities actually matching your areas, and then look at the profile of the faculty members over there. It is little tedious job. You have to search, but you can imagine the time that we have. Maybe myself and Dr. Kalyani and all, we were not having that much of access to all those things when we were studying or something like that. So you can see that right now it's very easy. Just go to website and see all the faculty profile, and then see that what kind of publication they have, what kind of work they are doing, and connect to them. Because one advantage of foreign professors, I can tell you that if they feel like serious mail, if they get, they will definitely respond you within days, 2-3 days, they will reply for sure. It's not like Indian professors like me. I will take days and months for reply because it's attitude difference. Because I usually reply very fast, but maybe because of I got Fulbright, I was lived there for 2.5 years. And now you just do that, then definitely this professor, if they are interested, they will tell you very politely that I'm very happy that you are also doing this area, but unfortunately I don't have now time to engage with you, something like that. They will say it's fine, no problem, but you just try other person, try some 20-30 people, definitely you will get connected to 1 or 2. That's why I asked you to start now. Or next thing is you can connect it through one of your professors. Like she said, Kartika said IIT Dhanbad. Definitely IIT professors are having some kind of connection to foreign universities, and then they can actually help you. Not like, if they have to be related to your area. Otherwise, the problem is I told you, don't try anybody. Like you connect the person with your area. So then you can try like that. So these are the two ways that usually Fulbright aspirants that do. They just try, and many a time they don't have access. Like Indian Kerala students and all, they may not be having access to foreign professors. Therefore, you can actually just directly start exploring. So, in another thing, this is good not only for Fulbright, but also if you try get connected to them, if they have some kind of grant other than Fulbright, definitely they will give you the grant and ask you to come and let us work together and go back. I know that in IIST, undergraduate students, you don't believe undergraduate students, BTech students, many students are getting internship for 2-3 months with foreign professors or they are going. Just simply they are sharing their ideas and connecting, and they are giving grant, everything, and they're taking them. Because they also get benefited. Because of your scholarship, they also get benefited. So like that you can try, but students never try such things. They are very they think that how do I write to a foreign professor, what do he think or she will think. So such attitude is there. Maybe at least through this CSRF program you can actually take out people from such kind of mindsets, traditional mindsets. They have to come out of that. Okay, this is what my answer. I hope I answered. Yeah.
Thank you very much. There is a question in the chat box. Do we have to apply for PhD here in India and then apply for Fulbright?
No, actually, this is for doctoral fellowships. you have to register for PhD in India. But there are other fellowships I told you, like seminar, or like, if you are a teacher or a school teacher and all, you don't have to register for PhD. But most of these Nehru doctoral programs, mostly doctoral programs only, but you have to have a registration in India. In India, one of the recognized universities. Even if you go to your application page, you have to scroll down. There, they will be listing all the approved universities of India. And then you have to name that university, and registration also you have to show. Then only you can apply for that. And minimum residency also they are saying. Immediately after registration, you can't apply. But they are saying something like 6 months or 1 year or something like that they are saying. After the completion of registration of 1 year, only they can apply. But certain other programs like visiting scholars program, or like teachers program, school teachers program, and residence program. These are all need PhD registration.
Yeah. Is there any age limit?
There is no age limit in Fulbright. There is no age limit in Fulbright. This is again you have to look at the grant. They are not saying age limit, but you have to read carefully the instructions, because certain things clearly they say that PhD after registration in 1 year and all, they may not expect people more than 40, 50 applying for that. Okay, so like that, they may not say that indirectly that is there, but they may not say. Many grants they are not saying the age limit. Okay.
Somebody said, if they need help, will you be able to help in some way?
I am always helping. Your students only, a lot of students are calling me. Even like 3 days back also, I got a call from Calicut. Someone called and asking about all the details. Kalyani ma'am said and called. There's no issue. I mean, as long whenever I am free, I have no issue helping, because I consider this as very, very prestigious and I got it. So let others also get it. No issue. Yeah.
Yeah. You can contact us and we'll direct you to Dr. Shaijumon.
Yeah, somebody is asking mail ID and all. Maybe I can type and I can give it. You can take it.
Thank you very much. Some people have not really understood what is letter of invitation.
Yeah, letter of invitation is actually, letter of invitation is from one of the US, which, see, this is actually between one university of US and India. So you have to choose university. Fulbright will never choose. But in the Fulbright grant application, they are saying that after getting the award, they can also choose the institution, but don't believe in that. Because enough candidates are applying with institution. So you have to find out an institution, and as a proof, you have to produce a letter of invitation from that institution. US institutions will never give a letter of invitation like that. They will first check whether you are interested and how it will be useful over there. Otherwise, you have to have some connection over there, and they may directly give you an invitation. So invitation is the key. So I told you the features of invitation letter. In the invitation letter, they have to mention all kinds of support, all kinds of seriousness of this work, the study, joint study, what they are going to do and all. So that is why letter of invitation is very important. One invitation only they are asking, you can have more if you have, no issues.
Sir, even though you explained it, can you please clarify a little more on how to choose an area for application?
Yeah, normally they choose the area related to their research work. So definitely they are doing a research work right now. So if you go to the areas of, in the various fellowships in the website, you can see that many areas like, English itself, like maybe African American literature, or like, literary criticism, or like, many things they may be saying. So then, you just find out which area suits to their study. Mostly, I found that the students who are doing research in India, either in English or economics or any subject, they are very generalist. They give general title, because sometimes the guides also asking like that, because traditional approach was like that. See, if you have a general title, it suits to many things. That's why they wanted a general title. See, it can go to literary criticism, or it can go to African American studies, or it can go to cultural studies, or whatever. Something like that, a general approach they may give. And Fulbright is not like that. Even though your thesis title may be like that, but you can craft your title for the Fulbright according to the requirements of the Fulbright area. That's how you have to select an area. So you just think about what you have gone through. Don't choose new area because you need a lot of reading for preparing a proposal. Therefore, you just actually select an area related to your research or what you wanted to do, and then you need to do only little reading. And just only one thing, what I did was my area of research was not for intellectual property rights. I'll tell you an example if you understand. I think mostly are English people, but still I'll tell you an example. So my area of research was agricultural marketing structural changes. I don't know whether you understand or not, because the changes of agricultural marketing structurally, I was doing research. But the Fulbright called an application for intellectual property rights. Imagine there is no connection between these two. There's no connection between these two. But what I did was, and intellectual property rights, they can, those students from political science, those students from international relations, those students from economics, those students from public administration, those students from law, all these 5 disciplines can apply for Fulbright intellectual property rights. Only 1 award that year for intellectual property rights. You imagine 5 discipline students are applying. So I was thinking about that. And I was having no clue like what to do. Then I started exploring more books. I went to CDS, Center for Development Studies, and started reading. 2 months I took for reading. And finally, I figured it out. There is a huge relationship. Because of intellectual property rights, monopolization can happen. That monopolization of marketing structure can happen. That can lead to increase in prices or exploitation of farmers and all. So I put it in that way. I connected with the US and I said that, I wanted to see the difference between farmer of India and farmer of US. Farmer of India and farmer of US are entirely different. So I wanted to go there and see and talk to the farmer and understand that how do they see this situation. Then I connected to World Trade Organization. So all these things came up. So that's why I connected. Similarly, that I'm just giving you a thought process. So similarly, you can also think like that. So then who knows, new things will come up. You can even publish paper based on that new thinking. See, you take it like that. Not only you're applying for Fulbright, because of that idea, you can publish a new paper, journal paper based on that idea. So like that, you take it.
Okay. We just talked a lot about Fulbright, and I'm sure everybody is enlightened about it. And you casually mentioned a few other fellowships and scholarships. I was thinking, would it be better to apply for another Indian scholarship, and does it impact on the choice of Fulbright scholars in any way if you already have other grants and fellowships here?
No,
No,
that may be an advantage only. So there, it won't affect. It won't affect. Maybe relatively, Rhodes scholarship or like Ford Foundation and relatively easier to get it than Fulbright. Fulbright is little tough, but toughness is good also because it is worth. It is a title, and everybody will recognize you. When I have a lot of stories I shared usually with those who get Fulbrighters. They organize. Fulbright Foundation Chennai organizes a training program, 2-day training. We usually talk to that and all. I shared these experiences. The moment you see the foreigner, first time I saw a foreigner, saw means when I was traveling to US, from Bangkok flight just gone, and then a foreigner was sitting with me for US because next stop is in Los Angeles, and then he was talking to me. Then the moment I said, "Oh, you are going to US for what?" I said, "I got Fulbright and going." "Oh my God, you got Fulbright!" So I'm seeing a Fulbrighter. I mean, I never till that time I never realized that I did something with this thing. That's what I'm saying. Maybe people don't. I'm not saying that every Fulbright I consider like that. When I see a Fulbrighter, maybe Dr. Kalyani knows many people, their students got Fulbright, but it's a distinct thing. It's a distinct thing over there. But here people may not. I'm telling you, I got into IIST only because of I had the Fulbright. You won't believe that I was not having PhD when I joined in IIST. I submitted PhD only after first year of joining IIST, but still they selected because the director IIST during that time, he knew Fulbright. Out of 80 candidates appeared, so they selected me. Various other PhD scholars were there. That's what the difference I said. So that changed my entire career. This is to motivate you. So then the kind of effort that if you put it, it is worth. That's what I want to say.
One thing all my students ask me is how to get to know about all these scholarships. how do you know where which meeting is happening? They're all interested, but they don't know about it.
Yeah, that is true. That is very much true. I got to know about Fulbright because I knew a former Fulbrighter, like former Central University Vice Chancellor and Professor Gopakumar. He was my teacher. He taught me for civil services and all. So then he only told me that you can try this. Maybe somehow he found that he got Fulbright earlier. So then he asked me to try. That's how I got to know. Otherwise, I would not have got the idea. Similarly, I know that many students, even though this much of media explosion is there, online platform is there, but still students don't know about all these things. You have websites like scholarship websites are there, international scholarship websites are. They will be giving the details about all kinds of scholarship. I just forgot. I have the details. Like international scholarships website. You can search. It will be available. And there, if you register it, periodically emails will come to you that what kind of scholarships are. This is not only this kind of scholarship. This is our international scholarship. I said there are university scholarships like Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, or like these kind of institutions are giving huge scholarships. That you have to understand. Many a time our students think that I am not eligible for that because right now I saw a message, but it just gone up. Somebody saying that I am from an ordinary college. I did my masters from not so big university, had no information about Fulbright and all. Because first you have to come out of that mentality of like I studied in a small college. I am from a rural area. I am from a very, very rural area of Kerala. I tell everywhere this thing. See, these are all not actually stumbling blocks. See, if you think these are blocks, then these are blocks. If you think these are actually stepping stones, these are stepping stones. You take it as like, as rural area, as a college, normal college, you may be fared better there. Now you change yourself. That time, the past is past. You cannot change the past. You change the future. For changing the future, you have to act now. If you act tomorrow, today will become past. That's a problem. Tomorrow only then it will be there. So today act now. Otherwise, today will become past again. Tomorrow only you can start. So start today. So don't waste time by thinking about past. This happened. I studied in an ordinary college. I am from a rural area. I don't have the background of like, I don't know even English speaking much. Some students say like that. Even English students, they say that I don't know. Even I was also in the same position. I was not knowing like how to speak in English. I gained this. I studied in a normal school, normal government school. So like that you take it, and then you can come up. Just share your hard work and your enthusiasm and your interest. That actually take you a long way. If I talk it in rocket science, because I am from IST, so that is the fuel for your rocket. So that thinking, that motivation, self-motivation. Yeah.
Wow, that was greatly motivating. Anupama, who's listening to you on YouTube, is asking, does Nehru Fulbright mean adding to your research work that you're currently doing or doing an entirely different project?
The Nehru research, yeah, I didn't understand the question correctly. Maybe
Fulbright Nehru.
And Fulbright Nehru scholarship is actually the term came because of it's between US and India. That title is crafted like that. Don't worry about Fulbright Nehru name and all. You just actually the fellowships would not full. I'm not talking about Fulbright Nehru that title. I am talking about the area that they are asking for. Fulbright Nehru title, the aim is something different. Like for example, masters program is different from doctoral program and postdoctoral program. So you just read the requirements of these programs and then craft your proposal accordingly. That's what I said. Not the Fulbright Nehru, that word. Fulbright Nehru is saying for this a lot of fellowships because it's Fulbright and Nehru that for their memory that they are actually naming like that. But you go in depth and see the area, whatever they are saying. Also, what are the grant they're asking for? They ask primary upfront. They are asking. They may be asking that this kind of candidates we require, like they can apply. So that you do, and then you just do your proposal accordingly. That's what I said. Don't worry about Fulbright and Nehru thing. Yeah. Anupama, I think she got it. I think I saw your message also here, like adding to your research work. It is adding the research work means don't change your research area, but you just go to website now itself and you can see that area that they are asking. I explained what I did. because they asked intellectual property rights. My area was agriculture marketing structure. Don't apply as agriculture marketing structure, but you just craft your proposal according to intellectual property rights. That's what I meant.
Like the study abroad agencies, is there some professional agency where people can get guidance to go?
Actually, Chennai Fulbright office, they have a wing named, Fulbright. They give the lectures of Fulbright. We also organized once here in IIST online during COVID time from Chennai, because we have now a connection to Delhi Fulbright and Chennai Fulbright, this thing. So they organized a lecture and they promote, because they promote, they just give lectures about, how you can apply, what kind of requirements you need and all. So there is no agency, but don't go into the trap of any agency. I didn't get any agency support. I'm telling you, I applied in 2002. Imagine that time we were not getting any help. Now you have online help, lot of online things, materials are there. Even I saw that this sample proposals and things. But don't carried away by that. But whatever that I said in the grant application itself, they are saying what are the requirements for proposal and all. So from that you can make out what you need to do.
To conclude this discussion we're having, I would personally say the most important thing, and perhaps the only thing we really need to do, is read up on the topic, do a lot of research. It requires a lot of effort to get there, to be able to apply and be accepted. There are no shortcuts.
That's true. That's true.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth.
It changes your life and future completely.
Yeah.
Koyal, what is next in agenda? Who's delivering the vote of
Yes,
thanks?
ma'am. So we are done with today's question answering. I hope if anyone has any doubt afterward, you can email sir. There is email given by sir in the chat box. Now I would like to call Saurabh. Please come and give our resource person respected vote of thanks. Sir, it's just a formal one, but I'm really encouraging. It's really, thank you.
Yes.
Saurabh, please unmute yourself.
Sorry for that. Good morning, everyone. It has been such a privilege to be a part of this symposium event about to be bright or Fulbright. Really, it is such a thoughtful and impactful question nowadays. As a representative of the Cultural Studies Research Forum, I, Saurabh Kumar, would be delighted to extend my wholehearted gratitude to our dignified guest, Dr. Shaijumon CS sir. Honestly, a bunch of thanks to you, sir, for apprising us with your profound knowledge on this adequate field that unravels various concepts for learners like us. It's such a pleasure to listen you throughout the session. We would definitely look forward to gather more from you in the upcoming discourses. We hope you would like it too. And now, I would love to thank with all sincerity to the patron of Vallat, Dr. Kalyani Vallat, who is behind our all enthusiasm, and to CSRF team, a wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. I would like to thank all of you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us make this event a grand success. Thank you one and all. Don't forget to follow Vallat's another free resource, Vallat newsletter, for getting new research areas. Now it's the time to conclude today's session. Have a great evening ahead. See you and keep learning.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shaiju and everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Kalyani.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.